BSP, our bank, our people.
Hello, I'm Jasmine Eru with the news. In this edition, PM Albanese to address Parliament, 2023 is Year of Law and Order, and hunters join NRL Dolphins train-on squad. Australian Prime Minister Anthony Albanese will be arriving in Port Moresby on Thursday, the 12th of January. Albanese is invited to address the National Parliament at 11 a.m. on the same day. Prime Minister James Marape explained in Parliament the reason for the invite.
Prime Minister James Marape in today's Parliament sitting informed the House that Australia's Prime Minister Anthony Albanese will be arriving in Port Moresby on Thursday, 12 January 2023 at the APEC terminal to a guard of honour and a 19-gun salute. Marape says at 10:30, Albanese will pay a courtesy call to the Governor-General at the Government House. At 11 o'clock, the Australian Prime Minister will then address Parliament at the invitation of the national government.
And then at 11 o'clock he's scheduled to come and address our national parliament at our invitation, or our government's invitation, and with the Speaker's concurrence and clearance by the Clerk of Parliament.
Prime Minister Marape says there is a provision to allow strangers, as it is defined, to address the National Parliament, and thus those standing orders will be invoked for Prime Minister Albanese. Meantime, Prime Minister Marape informed Parliament that he will be responding to the address of Prime Minister Albanese after his address. Maricela Kelleton, TV1 News.
Minister for Lands and Physical Planning John Rosso on Tuesday's Parliament sitting assured Parliament of his department's 150 million kina land expansion plans for the next 4 years. Minister Rosso says the department plans to increase the country's land bank from 4% to 6%.
Physical Planning and Deputy Prime Minister John Rosso stated in the Parliament on Tuesday that the department plans to expand the country's current land bank from 4% to 6% in the next 4 years under the Land Expansion and Development Programme. Minister Rosso was responding to questions posed by member for Rai Coast, Kessie Sawang.
Mr. Deputy Speaker, we have a budget of 150 million for land expansion in our country. So the government, in its wisdom, has decided that we should acquire more land to increase what we currently have as alienated land. Alienated land in the country is around 3 to 4% out of the total land banking in our country.
Minister Rosso says the idea is to build a couple more brand new suburbs in Port Moresby, working closely with the members for Moresby and the governor for NCD. The minister also noted that there has not been proper expansion since the 80s.
Since at the 80s, we have not had any more land expansion. So this will try to solve some of the problems we have now of people being evicted on our land, Mr. Deputy Speaker, of people being thrown out on the land, of people who are working not having acquired proper land titles and are sitting on customary blocks. It will help both sides, customary landowners and also the government and people putting roofs over their heads.
The minister said expansion of suburbs in cities will commence this year in Port Moresby and Lane, whilst in the area of agriculture, expansion will take place in the provinces of West New Britain and Middle Ramu. Maricela Kelleton, TV1 News.
Meantime, Minister Rosso says that by acquiring land, the government will be giving confidence and the security needed by investors to conduct their businesses in the country.
A lot of investors coming to the country. What they're scared of is dealing directly with landowners. We have to give them that confidence, that security, and that's by acquiring the land. Some of the land, 50%, will be acquired to put in areas where, like police stations, government centers, which will we outright acquire. For the others, like residentials and businesses, we'll try to do it in partnership with the landowners so that the landowners also have equity in these stakes, similar to some of the concept that we have already successfully delivered. Not just talked about it, but successfully delivered.
Opposition leader and MP for Kiriwina Good Enough, Douglas Tomuriasa, has raised concerns that students with good academic marks are missing out on the higher education selections, while those with low grades are making it through the higher institutions. Tomuriasa raised this issue on the floor of Parliament today.
Kiriwina Good Enough MP Douglas Tomuriasa is called for the overhauling of the selection process with the higher education on grade 12 students in the country. Tomuriasa raised this issue on the floor of Parliament today during the questions without notice. He said parents have invested more in their children and expect them to make it to higher institutions, but that's not the case after scoring good marks in grade 12 examinations.
Some of the students who have come from struggling families have done so well, scoring straight A's and B's. And they expected, Prime Minister, Mr. Assistant Speaker, they expected to be given their first or second choice. However, Mr. Assistant Speaker, these students who have worked very hard, so as their parents who have worked very hard, have missed out with their first or second choices and have been given their third choices or even fourth choices or even choices that they did not ask for.
Mr. Tomuriasa further reminded Parliament that Vision 2050 states that PNG must be smart, AP and LT. However, he says that's not happening as smart students are affected by the higher education selection criteria system. Prime Minister James Marape responded, saying a proper investigation into the matter will be done and a report will be presented to Parliament soon. For TVWAN News.
This is TV1 News. We'll have more stories after the break. Stay tuned.
With BSP Internet Banking, you can enjoy your banking at home, at work, or wherever you are. BSP Personal Internet Banking allows you to view your accounts and transactions, transfer money, bill pay, schedule future payments, or access your bank statements. Visit your nearest BSP branch to register now. BSP Internet Banking, the smarter way to bank. BSP, our bank, our people.
Open Lens.
Want more data for less? Get it now with Digicel's revamped Red Club. Enjoy data bundles from as low as 1 GB per gigabyte. Plus rollover data, the widest coverage, fastest speeds, and best reliability. Only with Red Club. Join Digicel's exclusive Red Club today and get loads more data for less. Yes! Data bundles from as low as 1 GB per gigabyte. Whoa! Join today for as low as 10 GB weekly to access discounted data bundles and get more data for less. Dial *675# or visit the My Digicel app today. The Red Club, only with Digicel.
Video marketing is the latest trend in today's world. We at Trend Media have the expertise and unrivaled multimedia platforms to take your messages to the next level. Our TVWAN platform gets the most audiences from Filipino dramas, popular sports telecasts, and up-to-date live news. Advertise on Digicel TV and TVWAN to bring your messages to the center stage. For more information, contact Trend Media today.
Welcome back. Police Commissioner David Manning has declared 2023 the year of law and order, consistent with the intentions of the Marape Rosso government. The three focus areas for the RPNG to achieve this intent include growing and improving RPNGC, building a safer PNG, and strengthen partnership, government, and accountability.
2023 will be a year of law and order. Police Commissioner David Manning echoed a year of law and order as RPNGC's intent for 2023, consistent with the intentions of the Marape Rosso government. The three focus areas for the RPNGC to achieve this intent include growing and improving RPNGC, building a safer PNG, and strengthen partnership, government, and accountability.
We will grow the probationary constable numbers by 500, including 30 constables for the Bougainville Police Service, or BPS, and increase the number of commissioned officers by 60.
Mr. Manning said to build a safer PNG, all police commands will operate an emergency response helpline and a general enquiries line. He added that police will also increase the number of family sexual violence units throughout the country with trained staff to support victims.
The establishment of partnerships between police and survivor screening and support services is also very much a focus area. And increased surveillance and expansion on current CCTV capacity in urban centres. So not only are we looking at safety and security, which is our traditional role, we're now expanding our services to surveillance as well.
The Commissioner also called on the loyalty, support and commitment of the RPNGC rank and file, including Papua New Guineans, to support this intent.
As I stated in my intent, we recognize the shortcomings of the past, and now with the support of the government committing a record budget for law and order, I'm confident we will finally experience positive change.
Jumaima Sukbat, TVWAN News.
The National Capital District Police Hierarchy had issued a directive to police units to engage in awareness to drive out informal street vending in the city. Metropolitan Superintendent Chief Inspector Silva Sika told police units in his command to address street vendors who are doing business in undesignated areas to stop and go to a proper marketplace.
The support unit officers from Boroko Police Station started awareness on the illegal vending within the Boroko area since last week. On Tuesday, 10th of January 2023, the officers started removing street vendors doing business around the Boroko area. The police units from Gordon also carried out the same exercise. Officer in charge of the Boroko Support Unit, Senior Constable Petrus Mond, said they had started the awareness and this week will start moving out street vendors. He said in implementing this, it means making arrests and have vendors charged for the offences committed. Metsup Sika said police will continue the awareness throughout the city. He said the people arrested and charged for the same offence more than once will be profiled and deported back to their home provinces. On Tuesday, police took down illegal structures set up by vendors conducting business at the main Gordon bus stop because of a rise in petty crime. Gordon and NCD police said numerous reports of bag snatching and related petty crimes were making it unsafe for the travelling public. The clean-up exercise was conducted by police units from Zone 3 Command, the Dog Unit and other response units. Before removing the makeshift markets, police carried out awareness, explaining why they were putting a stop to vending at the bus stop and around the police barracks areas. It was also brought to the attention of police that civilians engaged to conduct law and order awareness and cleanup were not cooperating with police to fight crime. Jemima Sukba, TV1 News.
Registry of Political Parties and the Integrity of Political Parties and Candidates Commission showed gratitude to the media for their effort during the 2022 national general elections. Acting Registrar for the Registry of Political Parties and the Integrity of Political Parties, Emmanuel Pock, said the media in general have been a close friend of the Registry Office as well as the Commission. Media were acknowledged by the Registry of Political Parties and the Integrity of Political Parties and Candidates Commission for its efforts during the 2022 national general elections. Acting Registrar for the Registry of Political Parties and the Integrity of Political Parties, Emmanuel Pock, said the media in general have been a close friend of the Registry Office as well as the Commission.
Media has played a lot of role in promoting political parties in this country and the activities that we've been doing since 2001. So we would like to thank the participation of the media. You've also played a very important role in informing our people of the participation of political parties in the 2022 national general elections.
He added that the political parties performed well in the 2022 national general elections, and Registrar Pock thanked the media in exposing political parties and their policies.
We've compared the level of participation for political parties in the 2017, 2012, 2007 and 2002. But the 2022 national general elections, we've seen significant improvement in the participation of the political parties. We can't, as I've said in previous media statements, we can't compare the participation of political parties with the election administration of the PNG Electoral Commission. We've played our part.
Pock added that political parties were equipped well after 2012 national general elections, going into training and development program in 2013. He says that 2022 national general elections was well observed with merchandise and campaigning from well-organized political parties. Staff and management of the Registry of Political Parties Office have expressed sorrow at the loss of former registrar, late Dr. Alphonse Gelu. Registrar Emmanuel Pock shared that late Dr. Gelu made a significant improvement in the organization and spoke about what he believed in. Pock shared that late Dr. Gelu started off well with Registry of Political Parties by developing political parties. When late Dr. Gelu joined the Registry of Political Parties, it was his launching pad in directly contributing into policy making in this country. He said that the late former registrar pulled in many key stakeholders and believed that political parties are pillars of democracy, which is why he wanted to institutionalize political parties.
In my last conversation with him, he really appreciated your participation in the 2022 national general elections. So this was one of the significant contributions that he has made into developing our country in terms of strengthening political parties and our democracy. One of the very important contributions as well is the legislating of women's political participation. And he thought that by legislating women's political participation would improve our democracy and make our democracy vibrant. Other significant improvement was, he restructured the registry of political parties. So that's what we are doing now.
Member for Rai Coast and Vice Minister for International Trade and Investment, Cassie Sawang, at the dedication service for the Ministry and Department of International Trade and Investment, encouraged staff that with God in the ministry, life will turn around for the better. In emphasizing this, she compared PNG's situation to that of Guatemala in South America. Guatemala turned around from the poverty-stricken, crime-infested country and failing economy to a country that closed down all 4 jails and now has more than enough food to sell to other neighboring countries as well.
Because that shows that we can do that in PNG with the God factor. So how do we make that happen? And I think it's about alignment. We now have the MTDP4. We have our strategic vision set forth by the government to make PNG economically independent by 2032. So as we align our departmental plans, sectoral plans, and everything to the SDGs, to the MTDPs, and all that, but we need to also align with God, the alignment factor. So how do we align with God? I think that is where we need to come and align ourselves with God first, and we have done that today. So we thank God for His inspiration in this dedication service.
The EU Straight PNG program, in collaboration with a rural high school in Wewak, East Sepik Province, is supporting students in surrounding communities with a self-sustaining cocoa business project in order to promote agriculture among PNG youths as a profession. Wasera High School is on its way with this project. It was supported with tools and 3,000 cloned seedlings that would be followed by training.
The Food and Agriculture Organization of the United Nations under the EU Straight PNG program are supporting this initiative by Wasera High School in engaging students and surrounding communities in sustainable cocoa value chain development. The program supported the school's newly initiated cocoa project through the provision of cocoa husbandry tools and materials, including polybags, shade cloths, pole pruners, wheelbarrows, and other tools. FAO National Cocoa Production Officer Audric Urum said the EU Straight PNG also supplied 3,000 cloned seedlings that would be followed by a training on cocoa bud grafting for subject matter teachers and lead students to produce seedlings for planting and community distribution. The program's International Gender and Youth Inclusion Specialist, Patu Sheng, said the overall objective is to steer the young generation towards agriculture as a business.
This particular initiative would help us to steer the mindset of the young people so that at a very early stage they come up and knowing that agriculture can be a business. That's why we call it agribusiness. So we're going to support the school, which is an initiative of the principal, support the school to let these young people grow up knowing that they can use agriculture.
School Principal Joseph Jangwan said the plan is that every grade 7 student will be in charge of 20 cloned cocoa seedlings on the school farm. The resulting cocoa beans, once sold, will serve as a source of income for the students and the school. MiBank, a partner of the UNCDF under the EU Straight PNG program, will assist students to open their accounts and save their income. Maricela Kelleton, TVWAN News.
TVWAN News continues after the break. Stay with us.
Experience a convenient and smarter way to do your banking with BSP Mobile Banking. You don't have to leave the office or your home to pay for bills. You can view your account balance, transfer funds, top up phone credits, or purchase easy paid units wherever you are. Visit your BSP branch today to register now for BSP Mobile Banking. BSP Mobile Banking, the smarter way to bank. BSP, our bank, our people.
St. John Ambulance, how can we help you?
Calls like these are a part of our day-to-day routine at St. John Ambulance.
Space, this is Alpha 130. We cannot locate the patient or the house.
Our crew is unable to locate you. Ma'am, I would like to send you a text which has a link that can help us find you.
Introducing the GoodSim application. When you click on the link, you give us permission to log into your location and get to you in time.
Confirmed of space. Alpha 130 has arrived on scene.
5 times more data for the same price with Digicel's Big for Daily Data plans.
That's right, our daily data plans are now supersized to give you more data at super low prices.
Get 512 megabytes data for just 3 kina and a massive 5 gigabytes data for only 15 kina.
So what are you waiting for? Take advantage of these massive data deals with Digicel's new Big for Daily Data plans. 5 times more data to use on YouTube, Facebook and Instagram, plus your Digicel apps. Get your BitPlus Daily Data plan on my Digicel app
Or dial *675 today. Only with Digicel. Better together.
Video marketing is the latest trend in today's world. We at Trend Media have the expertise in unrivaled multimedia platforms to take your messages to the next level. Our TVWAN platform gets the most audiences from Filipino dramas, popular sports telecasts, and up-to-date live news. Advertise on Digicel TV and TV1 to bring your messages to the center stage. For more information, contact Trend Media today.
Welcome back. Cricket PNG Board and Management are pleased to announce the Kumul Petroleum PNG Lowers Women's Cricket Team to the Australian Country Cricket Championships in Canberra, Australia. The team includes 2 of the under-17s Siale representatives, Melanie Ani and Erani Pokana, who will be included in the 15-player lineup to compete in the championships from Saturday the 14th to Friday the 20th of January 2023. PNG will be competing against New South Wales, Australian Capital Territory, Queensland, Victoria, Western Australia and South Australia. 4 PNG Hunters players have joined the NRL Dolphins side for pre-season training. Emmanuel Waine, Roderick Tai, Sherwin Tanabe and Judah Rimbu have been called up to the Wayne Bennett coach side for train and trials deals in 2023.
Emmanuel Waine, Roderick Tai, Shevin Tanabe and Judah Rimbu joined fellow Papua New Guinean and Kumul player Jeremiah Simbican in the Dolphin squad for precision training. This is through a strategic pathway signed between the PNG Hunters and the NRL Dolphins in 2022. Of these 4 players, 2 will be selected by the Dolphins to stay on and train with the NRL squad for the remainder of the season. If not selected to play for the Dolphins NRL side, those players will come back and play for the Hunters in the 2023 QRL's Host Plus Cup. Meanwhile, the PNG Hunters resumed precision training this week after the Christmas-New Year break. While 10 players from the original train-on squad have been released back to their respective Digicel Cup teams, 30 from last year have been retained, including Francis Kambis, Ila Alu, Jamie Mavoko, Junior Rob, Liam Joseph, Matthew Jesse, Warto Puara Jr., Sono Wane, Weza Tensa and Epel Capinias from Wynnum. Terry Longwood, TV1 Sports.
3 outstanding games from Sunday's NCD Governors Cup playoffs have been rescheduled for this Thursday at the Moresby Southside Stadium to complete the quarter-finals. Northern Reds 2 will meet H6 Knights for a rematch. The 2 teams will only play second half after the match was abandoned only minutes before full-time on Saturday after the match referee walked off the field. In the other scheduled quarter-finals, Capital Macaus will meet Raiders Namona at 12:30 p.m., followed by another rematch between Surrey Hawks and Cornet Texas Rats at 1:30 p.m. This particular match was also called off after both teams ended up in a deadlock 8 all during Golden Point time. Winners of Thursday's quarter-finals will advance to the semi-finals on Sunday. And that wraps up another edition of TV1 News. Remember to apply the following simple measures to prevent the transmission of the coronavirus. Regularly wash your hands with soap and water, cough or sneeze into your elbow, and exercise social distancing. If you are feeling sick, please stay at home. You can also call the COVID-19 hotline number for more information or assistance. Pleasant viewing. Bye for now.
TVWAN News was proudly brought to you by
BSP, our bank, our people.